Welcome to Coffee and Crime, where the crimes are cold and the coffee is hot. Trigger warning. This case contains disturbing details regarding pregnancy and being unalived. Viewers' discretion is advised. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. Let's begin. 2019. Taylor Parker is a 29-year-old mother of two children who she did not have custody of. She lived in Texas and had a series of tumultuous relationships. She was even married, but filed for divorce. And within weeks of her divorce, she began to date a man named Wade Griffin. Taylor claimed very early in their relationship that she was pregnant, but had a miscarriage. And soon after, she shared with Wade that she was inheriting millions of dollars in oil and gas royalties from her grandfather. She also stated that she had a hit put out on her by her own mother. So, Wade allowed Taylor to move in with him for safety. Taylor continued to bombard Wade with a multitude of outlandish fabrications, even claiming ties with the Mexican mafia, which supposedly led to a shootout with the FBI. She convinced Wade to make large purchases, including a home, vehicle, and livestock. However, Wade used loans to make these purchases on the promise that Taylor would reimburse him once she inherited her millions. She told Wade and his family that she was having problems trying to claim her inheritance. She also stated that she was going to purchase a property called Pecan Point for $4.7 million. She even contacted the agent regarding the potential purchase of this property, claiming that she was an heiress of the Blackburn syrup fortune. She even placed an offer for $3.5 million on the agreement that she would pay a deposit of $200,000. She and Wade proudly announced this to his family. Taylor continued to state that wire transfers weren't working and that she was still having issues getting to her royalties. In 2020, she announced that her and Wade were expecting a child and even purchased Wade's mother a brand new car. Soon after purchasing his mother the car, she requested that his mother bring the car back due to there being a recall. The family grew suspicious and contacted the dealership. They were informed that there was no recall, and the car was never paid for. Taylor had previously confided in a family member that she had a hysterectomy, so people began to question her. Even though she shared positive pregnancy tests and sonograms in her defense, Wade's family did not believe that she was pregnant. His family knew that something was very, very wrong. It was nearly time for Taylor's due date, and she was becoming exceedingly stressed. She reached out to an acquaintance named Reagan Hancock, who she had taken photos for the year prior. Reagan was married, had one child, and was pregnant with her second. They began communicating with each other, and during this time, Wade's house caught fire, and it was later determined that the fire was an act of arson. When it came time for Taylor's appointment to be induced, there was a bomb threat made at the hospital. Her induction appointment was rescheduled. On the date of her new induction, Taylor sent Wade off to deliver a load of hogs to a buyer that Taylor knew did not want to make the purchase. On induction day, Taylor was pulled over by an officer because she was driving erratically. She was on the phone with 911, where she had claimed that she had gave birth while driving. She stated that she was trying to get to the hospital where her doctor was. The officer spotted a newborn baby next to her, with an umbilical cord coming from her pants. An off-duty nurse stopped to help, and while they were cutting Taylor's pants off, a placenta fell out of Taylor's pants. CPR was being performed on the newborn baby, and Taylor was hysterical. She then called Wade to inform him that she had given birth while driving and that the ambulance was with her. On this same day, Reagan's husband was receiving bizarre text messages from Reagan's phone and messages from their neighbor stating that their dog had gotten loose. He called Reagan several times, but there was no answer. He contacted Reagan's mother to go and check on her. When her mother arrived, she found Reagan laying face down in a pool of blood. She dialed 911 and screamed that somebody had murdered her daughter. She also found Reagan's 3-year-old daughter unharmed in her room. When Reagan's body was turned over, they found that her stomach was cut open from hip to hip and that her baby was missing. She had suffered multiple stab wounds, and her uterus had been pulled out of her body. At this time, Taylor was refusing to be examined at the hospital. When she was finally examined, it was found that she did not have a cervix and wasn't even bleeding. They performed a blood test where it was revealed that she did not have any pregnancy hormones. Taylor still insisted that she had delivered a baby. The baby that was found next to her was taken off of life support and pronounced dead. Police arrived at the hospital in Oklahoma to arrest Taylor after being informed that there was a murder and a kidnapping of a newborn baby. Taylor was charged with capital murder for murdering Reagan Hancock and was also charged with kidnapping and capital murder of baby Braxlin. Taylor then claimed that her and Reagan got into an argument where she shoved Reagan, and that Reagan was so injured that she asked Taylor to take the baby from her. Taylor said that she had a scalpel in her car from hog hunting, even though the scalpel was recovered from Reagan's neck. During Taylor's trial, she confessed to making up everything about her inheritance and pregnancy, and she confessed to wearing a fake pregnancy bump on her stomach. In 2022, Taylor was sentenced to the death penalty. What a truly barbaric and senseless crime that resulted in the loss of 2 precious lives. Rest in peace, Reagan and baby Braxlin. If you'd like to hear more true crime stories, hit the subscribe button. That's all for now. From Coffee and Crime. Until next time.